Give me fuel, give me fire, give me double shot of time.
We are at the Martinsville Speedway for the fourth race of Season 1 of the SCRL Icebreakers Whelen Series. The 11 car of Evan Hunter will be leading us to the green flag. Start beside him is the 34 of Al Legacy. This is the second of three events that will be held here at Martinsville here in Season 1. And the first event, Daniel Bouchard won that race. He is starting way back in the 18th spot. In the three previous races, we have had three different winners. Eddie Wacumby won at Thompson. Daniel Bouchard, of course, won at Martinsville. And Eli Bright won at Stanford, however you want to say it. So this is the fourth event. The second time ever we are racing here at Martinsville here in the Whelen Series. Not much to say, really. All 24 drivers here for today's race. We are using the 1970 version of Martinsville since it is the closest without going over 1985 for the Whelen Series to use. So we're using 1970 Martinsville. It is a fun track. I've used this track many times when I simulated the Busch Series in the early 80s, which I still do on the forums, which you can always check out. Not much to say, really. The next event, we'll be going to a brand new track that this league has never raced on, the New Egypt Speedway. Now, it'll be a dirt track. It's supposed to be a paved track, but no one has ever made New Egypt a paved track. And without any further ado, here's the most famous words in all of motorsports.
Drivers, start them engines!
And, of course, we have the typical redneck command. You know, I guess because it's the South, you gotta have a redneck command. Which is kind of stereotypical because I live in the South. Yeah. So, Martinsville. 50 laps is the distance. Of course, if we have a caution in the last few laps, we will go green, white, checkered, which has never been done here in the Whelen Series. Yes, even way back in 1985, they had green, white checkers, which is kind of amazing. Pace car will pull in, and Evan Hunter has the honor of leading us to the green. And we are racing for the second time here in series history here at Martinsville. And no one did not jump to start. We have not had that problem yet here in the main Whelen Series, but we have many times in the other series of the Whelen. Battle for second. Here comes the 34, Al Legacy. Brother to Season 1 Busch champion, Jack Legacy. Of course, Al is still trying to write his own legacy. You know, not just being Jack's brother. Just trying to be Al Legacy. As Al takes over second spot. The 4 car, A.J. Jones up to third, but here comes Ryan Pritchard in the 121 car, the only 3-digit number car in this series. You see, there's Eddie Wacumby. There's the 18 White Lion, our Busch Series champion for Season 2, looking to continue her streak here in the Whelen Series. Has not really had that much success to speak about this season. Behind her is the 52, Patrick Smith, still trying to write his own legacy in this league. Joshua Rush, the 99 car, has competed several times here in this series, league. Eddie Wacumby, of course, first ever winner in series history, points-wise, because we did do 2 previous races, but those don't really count. Sam Austin in the 50 car, stuck on the high side. The 10, Sammy Sabry Jr., a former champion in the Cat Dog K&N, I want to say East Division. Trying to work his way up the field. Back up front, the 11 car, Evan Hunter, continues to hold the race lead with Al Legacy 1.2 seconds behind. single file for the most part. There you see Sammy Savvy Jr. moving up a spot. Sammy Oskin trying to defend. Zachary Fitzwater moving up into the 12th spot. 3 wide for position right here between Nick Kennedy, Carter Friesian, and Eli Bright. Of course, Eli Bright is looking to become the first driver to win back-to-back races, but he has a long way to go if he wants to win back-to-back. Even in a sim racing world, it is very hard to win back-to-back races. In fact, only 2 drivers have ever won 3 races in a row. I wish I could figure out how to do the graphic like NASCAR does when they had their trivia. But if anybody's listening to this point, that's the trivia of the day. Who are the only 2 drivers to win 3 times in a row in a SCRL race? That means back to back to back. 2 drivers have done it as of September 9th when I'm recording this. So, that is the trivia of the day. Who has won 3 races in a row? Who are the only 2 drivers to win 3 races in a row? There's no point in really typing it in the comments if you think you know. At the halfway mark, if we don't have a caution, I will tell the answer. Hopefully I can remember to put a graphic up on the screen that says who they are. I know it by heart because it's only been done twice. And I will give a hint. One of those drivers is actually in the field for today's race. That's all I can say. Our Legacy is trying to close in on Evan Hunter. The lead is 600th of a second, or basically half of a second. Trying to close in. Get his first career Whelen Series win. Of course, this race schedule is 29 events. Our Legacy is closed in big time on the 11 car. Of course, catching is one thing, passing is another. I mentioned before that the next event we'll be going to will be the New Egypt Speedway. That track has been made, but as I mentioned before in the pre-race show, that there is only a dirt version of New Egypt, so you'll get to be seeing these cars on a dirt track, which is not very often in this series history. I don't believe, well, I'm not too keen on Whelen history because I've never really watched the Whelen race in real life. So I don't know if they run on dirt or not. So we'll be making history for the first time ever. This series will be racing on dirt in this league. Our Legacy is still hounding the 11 car. Both drivers looking for their first Whelen win. It's a 2-car race, basically. A.J. Jones is trying to close in. And 4th is Ryan Pritchard. 5th is Keka White Lion. The driver with the most championships in league history with 5. Basically, she is the Jimmy Johnson of the SCRL, winning championship after championship after championship. She has the second most wins after Tuttle. Of course, Tuttle has 27 wins. He is currently serving a 6-month suspension for unprofessional conduct. So she has time to pass him in the all-time wins record. She has 20. He has 27. And A.J. Jones has actually closed it in on these 2 leaders. We are about a full straightaway away from catching lap traffic, so we'll see if they get in the way. In the first Martinsville race, they didn't really get in the way, to be honest. And I believe in the first Martinsville race, Eddie Wakumbi won race after he won at Thompson. He finished dead last. He had mechanical problems in the final few laps, so Eddie Wakumbi is looking to have redemption here at Martinsville. There he is, Eddie Wakumbi in 10th spot. Zachary Fitzwater, Sammy Sappy Jr. Basically, the field is spread out quite a bit. This is typical Martinsville. You know, the cars get spread out. White Line is trying to go for fourth. She gives a bump to Ryan Pritchard. And we got a battle back here for position. Joshua Rush going around Patrick Smith. Back up front. Evan Hunter continues to hold the race lead over Al Legacy and A.J. Jones. 4 laps until I will reveal the trivia answer. Like I mentioned before, one of the drivers is in this field for today's race. The other driver is competing in the Whelen Euro Elite number 2, I believe. Right? Let me take a look at my... Yeah, he is. Hey, even I have to look up some stats sometimes. 2 laps to go until halfway, and 2 laps until we reveal the trivia answer. Evan Hunter looking to lead every single lap. He's got some tough challengers behind him, Al and A.J. Jones. But of course, like I said before, catching is one thing, passing is an entirely different thing. I don't know what I have to do to make these races more competitive. I bumped the AI up to 90%. There will be some snooze fests, there will be some fun racing, but most of the time the Whelen series aren't that competitive. And off the final turn, Evan Hunter leads at the halfway mark. And now for the trivia answer. The question was, who are the only 2 drivers to win 3 races in a row in a SCRL sanctioned season? If you answered Bulldog 67, you are correct. He was the first ever driver. He won 3 races in season, I want to say 2 of the Legends series. I'm not real sure which one it is. I'd have to look up the stats as this race is continuing going on. Bulldog 67, in fact, won 3 races in a row in Season 2. He won at Bowman Gray, Darlington, and Richmond. So that is the first half of the question. The other driver, as I mentioned before, is competing in this race. Where is he? There he is. Nick Kennedy is the other driver who won 3 races in a row. He won them in the Formula 1 series. Let me get my stat book. There it is. Formula 1. Nick Kennedy won at Circuit of the Americas. He won at Suzuka. Remember, I said Suzuka, not Suzuki. And Shanghai. And Nick Kennedy would go on to be the champion for that season. So if you answered Bulldog 67 and Nick Kennedy, you are correct. The only 2 drivers to win 3 times in a row. We've had several drivers win back-to-back. And we have several other drivers who have won like 8 or 5 times in a season. But only 2 have won 3 in a row. So that was your little trivia for today. I like doing trivia to make sure everybody stays on their toes about their facts and all that. Evan Hunter has pulled away a little bit from Al Legacy and A.J. Jones. Ryan Pritchard is still in front of Cackle White Lion. This is for 4th. Joshua Rush is trying to close in. We got a driver that goes way wide. That's Zachary Fitzwater. About to be passed by Eli Bright. Eli is trying to go for 9th. we got a Dexter Black, who is currently trailing the field right now. He would be the last car award race winner for this race, the driver who finishes last in every single race. So you could basically win a championship within a championship. You could win the Drivers' Championship, and you could also win the last car title. As Al Legacy has closed in just a little bit on Evan Hunter, as we got 17 laps to go. Pinned in, we don't have a caution. That sends us into green-white checkered. And yes, it is called green-white checkered because back then they didn't call it overtime. $16 to go. Let's see who has the fastest lap. That would be the 34, Al Legacy. So he is trying his best to get around Evan Hunter. Martinsville has always been a tough track to pass people, and when they get spread out like this, it's very hard as well. Single file for most of the field. Al Legacy is going slow, ain't he? I must be seeing things, so it looked like Al was going very slowly. Must have been the angle. Yeah, battle for position. Here we go. The 43 of Marcos Telzi is passing Daniel Grachach for the 13th spot. And yeah, we are on the same straightaway as lap traffic, so we got 12 to go. Next time by for Evan Hunter. Looking to be a dominator. His lead has now expanded to 1.18. So Evan Hunter is putting the hammer down. He wants to be a dominator for today's Martinsville race. Oh, we got a caution. Look at that. Whoa. What the heck? Oh, Eddie Wakumbi again. Wow. Eddie Wakumbi has no luck here at Martinsville. Well, it took us 38 laps to get our first caution. We'll take a look and see what happened to the 42 car. So here's the cause of the caution. Eddie Wakumbi running along in the 12th spot. This is basically the same spot he was running in and the same spot on the track where his car broke in the first Martinsville race, and the car just blows up. And he spins out in his own oil. The 43 car nails him right there. The 57 got some damage to Daniel Grachach as well. And Eddie Wakumbi is just sitting here at the entrance of the backstretch, and here comes the 09 of Kyle Hunter, and he nails the 42. So for the second race in a row, at this track at least, Eddie Wakumbi has a mechanical problem entering turn 2. The same exact spot. I don't know what it is about Eddie Wakumbi in Martinsville, but this track just, it's his kryptonite. He can't ever have a good run here, it appears. He was the first ever winner in this series at Thompson when this series returned after a 4-year absence. But ever since then, he's been doing terrible. So, not how Eddie Wakumbi wanted to redeem himself here at Martinsville after his last place finish in the earlier Martinsville race. So he will get back-to-back Martinsville last place finishes. Well, we'll clean this mess up on the backstretch, make sure all the oil is gone as he gets teleported back to pit road, and we'll take you back to the restart. And we are back. We're going to get this race restarted with 7 laps to go. Eddie Wakumbi is the only driver out of the race. It says he had an accident, but we know it's a mechanical problem. So, Evan Hunter is our race leader. Second is Al Legacy. Third is A.J. Jones. Fourth, Ryan Pritchard. Fifth, Kaka Whiteline. Sixth, Joshua Rush. Seventh, Sammy Sebi Jr. Eighth, Zachary Fitzwater. Ninth, Eli Bright. And 10th is Patrick Smith. And we are back to racing here at Martinsville. 7 laps to go. Here comes Al Legacy on the inside. He timed that restart perfectly. Can he clear the 11 car? Evan Hunter's fighting back on the outside. He's still fighting, still side by side. Al Legacy pulls a slight advantage, and we got a lead change. It took us 44 laps, but we finally got a lead change. So Evan Hunter leads 43 laps in a row. A caution comes out. He gets passed for the lead, but he's not giving up yet. Still side by side. Gets a run on the outside. Can he clear? Yes, he does. Wow. So Evan Hunter takes the lead back. Al Legacy is not happy about that. He wants it back. Evan Hunter pulls away just a little bit. So no matter what happens, Evan Hunter will not lead every lap. We got a battle for second. Here comes A.J. Jones. So move A.J. up to second spot. We're going to have 3 laps to go. If a caution comes out, we will go green, white, checkered. Ryan Pritchard has actually lost several spots since the start. He is actually behind White Lion and Joshua Rush. Up here comes Joshua Rush for 4th. 3 to go. We're keeping an eye on the caution lights. Does A.J. Jones have anything for Evan Hunter? With 2 laps to go. Al Legacy is falling back to 3rd. Well, he led a lap. I don't think they award points for leading laps. At least the research I've looked up. Lap and a half to go. Still no caution. Still no caution. White flag 1, lap to go. A.J. Jones is closed in ever so slowly. Up, caution is out. Did they... Yep, we are racing it back. So this race is official. Down the backstretch, into turn 3. A.J. Jones makes a peak. It's not going to work off the final turn. Evan Hunter scores career win number 1 here in the Whelen Series at Martinsville. And the rest of the field is slow because they did not cross the start-finish line in time. And we got a first-time winner in this series. Here are your race results. Evan Hunter leads 49 of the 50 laps to score his first win of the season. Second is A.J. Jones. Third is Al Legacy. Fourth, Cackle White Lion. Fifth, Joshua Rush. Sixth, Ryan Pritchard. Seventh, Sammy Sabby Jr. Eighth, Zachary Fitzwater. Ninth, Patrick Smith. And 10th is Carter Friesian. It says everybody was a lap down, but they weren't, so I'll change that in the results where everybody finished on the same lap. And Eddie Whitcombe, for the second Martinsville race in a row, finishes last when a mechanical problem happened on his car. Well, that is it for Martinsville. We will take you to victory lane with the 11 car of Evan Hunter. Here are your point standings after the 4th race of the season at Martinsville. By virtue of finishing second, A.J. Jones is our brand new points leader. He has a 32-point lead over Al Legacy. Third is Ryan Pritchard, 57 points behind. Fourth is Sammy Savvy Jr., 62 points behind. And fifth is Daniel Bouchard, 75 points behind. Sixth is Jack Legacy. Seventh is Joshua Rush. Eighth is Eddie Whitcombe. Ninth is Evan Hunter. And 10th is Eli Bright. 11th is Marco Tails. 12th is Riley Spurley-Tube. 13th, Carter Friesian. 14th is Patrick Smith. 15th is Kyle Hunter. 16th is Cackle White Lion. 17th is Cole Nixie. 18th is Anthony Lopez. 19th is Dexter Black. And 20th is Daniel Gerchach. 21st, Salmon Oskin. 22nd, Nick Kennedy. 23rd, Zachary Fitzwater. 24th, Bafu Sakdu. And last in points is Ace Horsebutt. So that is your point standings after the 4th race of the season at Martinsville. We will next see you at the 5th race of the season at the New Egypt Speedway. And until then, keep the hammer down and we'll see you at the track.